What is going on, guys? Today, Extreme Daily Drivers, we are not working on the Miata.
Not today.
Today we're working on the Lexus.
Need it.
And we're going to show you guys how to do brakes. So a lot of you guys, you have one of these Lexus hybrid cars and you probably think they're really weird and really different. And I just can't take this thing anywhere. It's got to go to Lexus for them to take care of these brakes or do an oil change or change the cabin filter.
No.
Dude, it's so easy. It's so easy. Kelly's going to do it today. Yeah. It's going to be fun. You ready to do this?
I'm ready.
Just so you guys know, this car has 70,000 miles on it. We've never done anything to the brakes.
No. It needs it, though.
It's OEM.
Yeah.
So let's show you real quick the brakes that we got off of rockauto.com. I'll put a link down below if you guys want to pick yourself up some new rotors and new pads. All right, guys, so we are going to be replacing the front rotors and front pads. We're also going to be doing an oil change and changing the cabin filter, but I'm not going to film that. If you guys are interested in how to do an oil change or to change your cabin filter, check out these links. I'll also have some links down below if you guys want to know how to do it on your Lexus CT200. So what we got here, some Raybestos, pretty sweet rotors. And why are they sweet? It's because they are coated with an anti-rust coating. They're coated on the front side, they're coated on the fins, they're coated on the back side. And this is a really nice thing when you live in Florida like we do, or you live in New Jersey or somewhere that gets a lot of salt on the roads, because your rotors will rust. It is what it is. But when you get something with this coating on it, it works really well, lasts a long time, and looks super cool when you're done. So we also got these pads that actually work with these coated rotors. Should give us everything we need here to do a complete brake change. We got our pads. We got some new sliders. There's probably some goo in here to put on the back of the pads too. So yeah, man, should be everything we need to get this job done. Link down in the description if you guys want to go to rockauto.com. There's no affiliation or anything like that. But yeah, that'll fit your car and is dirt cheap. So the next step is actually jacking up the car. Now I got this jack here for like $59 over at Harbor Freight. It's a really good jack. I got it years and years and years ago. Super lightweight, super small footprint, and what I love about it is it's such a low profile. So every car is going to have some jacking points underneath it. And typically, they're going to be right underneath here. There will be a reinforced piece behind the front wheels and back wheels. And if you reach your hand under there, you can actually feel that the metal's been doubled up, and that's where you want to put the jack. All right, guys, so in order to do this brake job, ultimately you're going to want to go ahead and get your car on jack stands. The jack stand is going to be positioned exactly where the jack was. It is difficult to do this with just one jack. It can be done, but I'll show you what we did. We went ahead and actually used 2 floor jacks just because we have it, so why not use it? We jacked up one side, and then I slid another jack back underneath the center of the car. And I still have it up there. I want to show you guys where it is. There's a brace underneath there that has 3 big bolts going through it, and that's where the jack is. So even though this car's on jack stands, I still have the jack under here just as a precaution. All right, so got the wheel off. Good job.
Thanks.
So now to make things easier for access to the caliper bolts, we're actually going to rotate the wheel so that we have easier access. Huh?
Perfect.
Kelly says perfect. Really? Oh yeah. All right, before we start, we're gonna go ahead and spray everything down with some good brake cleaner. Next step is to loosen up the caliper bolts. They are going to be found on the back side. So they're gonna be 2 17mm guys. One is right here, and then there's one down below, right here. Now they're gonna be on there really, really good. So you're gonna have to get yourself one of these guys and probably like a pipe to get some leverage on it. You just want to loosen them. Now Kelly is going to loosen the top of the caliper. Yep. And she's going to remove the bolt at the bottom. Yep. And she's using a 14mm socket to do this.
Oh my gosh.
Lower it down so you have better leverage. There you go. You got it. You got it. That's good.
Okay.
All right. Pull that guy out of there. Now rotate that caliper up. Good job. All right, so let's take a look at these old pads. Now you may be looking at them and saying, you know what, that's a lot of meat on there, man. These things are still good. But the problem that we were having was brake fade, okay, where the brakes were kind of giving out after they warmed up, and also they weren't great in the rain. And you see that little groove there in the center? Doesn't have much of a profile anymore. Let's grab this one and see how this guy looks. Same thing on this one. Not much of a profile. Now, let's take a look at the new disc. Look at that. So what that groove does, it allows water to go through, all right, and also heat. Air gets in there and cools the pads down quicker so they don't get glazed up or fade during heavy braking. So you can see a huge improvement there. Now, before we go ahead and just throw these back in, we have to take the clips, or actually mirror the clips, off the old ones. So they have this little hump there. And our new ones don't have the hump, but our hardware pack comes with it. So the brake pads come with all new clips, sliders, whatever you want to call these things. We're not going to use these because our brakes are still really in good shape. I mean, these things look really good. There's no need to mess with them. Just leave them in. However, we need to get this guy onto our new pads, and it comes with 2 new ones. So we're going to go ahead and slide those on. All right, guys, as you can see, we got our old pads, we got our new pads, and we went ahead and just mirrored, slipping that little clip on there. It's pretty self-explanatory, can only go on one way. So this one's matched up and this one's matched up. So our pads are good. We're not gonna be installing them this minute though, because we gotta go ahead and get that old rotor off. Now, you can almost take these out with your hand, man. Once you break them loose, reach in here, look at this. They're just doing it in my hand. So that's the bottom one, and there's the top one. And again, just do it in my hand. So I'm gonna keep one hand on that caliper and take those bolts out.
Oh my gosh, how long is this bolt?
All right, so now the only thing kind of holding this to the car is the brake line, which we're not messing with. So, yeah, that's right. Kind of, can you rotate that out of the way a little bit? There you go. So that's as far as this thing's gonna move because it's being held in by this hose. Now we gotta get this guy off. There are 2 different ways to do it. You can actually put 2 10mm screws, one here, and then one here, and tighten those and it'll pull this off. Or you can do it this way.
The extreme daily driver's way.
Which, you know, you just kind of give it some taps. It's been on there for like 6 years, so it's not just gonna fall off in your hand. So after a couple of taps, this thing learns its lesson and comes off. So now what we're gonna do is reinstall the new one, but before we do, let's hit it with a little bit more brake clean to get some of this old brake dust off of here. Now we just take the new one, slide it on, and then grab a couple of lug nuts to hold it into place. All right, now we're just gonna reinstall everything. Slide the caliper bracket back over. And one of the most fun parts of this is trying to get these bolts started from inside, because for whatever reason it's really hard to line up.
You got it.
I got it, yeah. Good job. It wasn't so bad. Other side was a lot harder.
Yeah.
You can let that caliper lift all the way up and just rest. That's right. Once you get those guys on there, you want to tighten it down. And remember how hard they were to get off? There's a reason for that. You don't want your caliper falling off while you're driving down the road, so you want to make sure you get them on there really good. All right, time to reinstall the new pads. All right, so now you can actually screw this up. I've actually seen it online. But they really can only go on one way. So you got the actual material part that has that slot through it, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to be pressed against our new rotor, where the other side is clearly going to go to the back of the caliper. Okay, so go ahead and slide those guys on there.
Do I have that right though? Like
yes, right? Because the way to know how it works.
I mean, you want to follow the curvature of
exactly. So you want to follow the curvature of the rotor. So that's how you know you have it on right.
Is there like a difference between the two? Like what goes in the back and what goes in the front? Because
well,
you can flip them, you know, so that one
you can. So this one, the spring is at the bottom, which is how it's supposed to be.
Okay, so you just, okay, so the spring, right? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to let you do the back one. The back one's actually easier to do. So go ahead and slide that guy in. Always put the bottom in first. This is just for how I do it. I put the bottom in first, and then I push the top in. Oh, there you go. When it clicks, you know, and when it sits like this against the rotor, you know it's right. So now the front one, remember how I told you how to do the front one? You tip it in first to get it clear around the kind of caliper, around the bracket area. Get the bottom in, and then the top will slide in. This can sometimes be a pain in the butt, but you'll figure it out, and you'll know when it's right. There it is. So when it looks like this, that's how you know you got it in there right. So we got our pads in, and you'll notice that if we try to slide this caliper down, it will not fit over our new pads. The reason it won't fit over our new pads is because new pads are thicker, and this piston is adjusted for the old pads. So we want to press this piston in so it clears our new pads. The way we do that is we come up to the engine bay, we're going to loosen / remove the cap. You'll notice where the fluid is, it's really low. It's nowhere near the top, which is great because when we push that piston in, the fluid is going to go up a little bit. You're going to grab yourself a little C-clamp, center it up as best as you can, get the back of it on that bolt there. There you go. And now you're going to tighten it up, pressing in the piston. And you only want to press it in enough to clear those pads, so that might be good. You never want to press this in all the way, just enough to clear the pads. Does it clear the pads?
A little more.
A little bit more. Okay, that should be good. There you go. Got it over. Once that caliper slides down, you can go ahead and reinstall this back bolt. You may have to kind of wrestle this a little bit. I loosened this top bolt up a little so that the caliper could slide left and right to clear over the new pads. But everything's all lined up now. Go ahead and get this tight by hand. Get this top one tight. Grab 14mm wrench and just tighten it. And that's it. Brakes are done.
Yeah, man.
Let's go ahead and throw the wheel on.
All right.
All right, so we got the car on ramps now, got rid of the jack. Now before we start backing this thing off, let's go ahead and put our cap back on. Super important to remember to do this, guys. This is like, you know, make sure you do it. Clicks in, twists, that guy's on. You want to lower the hood. Now this next step is huge. You can't forget to do this. Get in your car and pump the brakes. We want to build up pressure, okay? Now turn it on and continue to pump those brakes. All right, because once we start going backwards, we need to be able to stop. So now that we got this thing on the ground, this is when you really want to tighten down these lug nuts. One thing too I should have mentioned before, when you're putting the wheel on, be really careful that you're centering it properly, because the lug nuts, as you'll see when you remove them, have a little shoulder to them. That little shoulder is there to kind of center the wheel on the hub, okay? So make sure that you're doing that properly. You'll know if it's wrong. It'll be really hard to get those lug nuts in. So once you got this thing on the ground, I always start off with a key, get that thing locked in there. I use this. I got this at Walmart for like 12 bucks. If you want a link down to Amazon, I'll go ahead and put it down in the description. I like to use this because I can only get so much force using this. If I get a breaker bar out of my tool chest and put these things on at 180 foot-pounds or something like that, that's the last thing I want on the side of the road if I have a flat tire. I want to be able to get this thing on and off. So this is a really good tool for doing that.
And then you're tightening in like a crisscross pattern?
That's right, yep, always in a crisscross pattern. Get that on there pretty well, not like hammered down. Do the same for the one across. Come down here. Same. So that's it, guys. Brakes on the CT200. It wasn't hard at all, right?
No, not at all.
It probably took us...
It seems like it's like a cumbersome task, but it's really easy.
Getting it on jack stands
It's the hardest part.
takes as long as actually changing them out. I mean, it really is so simple. Don't pay somebody to do this job. It's so easy. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
You're going to come across some bolts that are hard to get off. That's fine. That happens to everybody. Get yourself a good set of tools so that you can manage this. It's really easy. You can do it. All right. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Later.